Hello and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright, Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Well, last time we began the trial for, began the last trial for the Recipe for Turnabout case, and today we will be finishing off the trial for Recipe for Turnabout and calling the Tigre himself to the stand. Oh, and we learned something interesting yesterday, which is apparently that there was a mirror in the restaurant, except, wait, where the full points here they are. Apparently there was a mirror in the restaurant, but, no, that's not the case. Which, he said, oh, there was a mirror in the middle of the restaurant. Sacre bleu, which, no, that's a terrible idea, because, imagine this, right? So you walk to the door, okay, you open the door, and there's a wall directly in front of you, so then you get your table and whatever. You turn around the corner, and then you just see the side of a mirror. Right? Because there's no wall here or anything, so according to his logic, the mirror would have been freestanding, because there aren't any pillars or anything for the mirror to be between. So you just see the edge of the mirror, and that's just like, wow, that would be a horribly unappealing thing to look at as soon as you walk into the door. So that we quickly called BS on that. But now we're gonna call the Tigre to the stand and see if we can prove once and for all that he was the murderer, or that he was involved. Yeah, that he was the murderer. It's a true murderer in the Recipe for Turnabout case. Okay. So we're finally gonna get to see the Tigre on the stand. We almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the Tigre told him to do. But Goda picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know. But if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe. What are you so jumping about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top Knot. Is that a top knot? Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, alright? I can't stand still when I don't have the job to do. I kind of get wound up. No kidding. You're gonna have me do something. You can go get the fingerprints for the bottle. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I can get some prints analyzed if you want. If you have an hour. An hour? Trial will reconvene by then. But Nick, we still have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You say you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? You bet! In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's a small bottle I gave you back this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solve the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me, too. Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe. Okay, I'll get this office at the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. Don't worry, Gumshoe. If we learned anything at the end of Justice for All, it's that we are very good at stalling for as much time as we need. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. It's the final showdown. January 8th, 1:56 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Okay, here we go. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tigre? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job, no problem. Tamed him? Guy's name may be Furio Tigre. Come on. It was pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. Very well. Please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Ah, what a lovely face you got there. Witness. Ah! And she's gone. Don't hide under the table. My Alice, there's room for me down there too. Would you mind? What'd you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing, honest. Who could have guessed that fear would have induced a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge? I got to take care of you, hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? No, of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal. That's it. We're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was that called me in here? There's no need to shout, we can all hear you. What'd you say? There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Too cool. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no second incident, mask boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird? Maggie who? I got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then? Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright. You was the one who set this up, didn't you? You was gonna regret the day you ruffled the Tigre's fur. You know what I'm saying? No. Yeah, I should have brought a diaper with me today. Get a grip, Nick! Okay. The Tigre's alibi. What would your alibi be, exactly?
I know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business last December last year. Spent all my time in my office.
No, yeah, well, you didn't. You met with the victim.
I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tenderletter every single day. Used to want to check my alibi to ask via letter.
Alas, I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Examination, please.
Oh,
Well, what is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that.
I know the kind of games that the guy in blue plays. That low-life ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins.
Low-life, me?
Listen up, Smarty. Every time you have to be summoned done related to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000 and you're gonna borrow the cash from me.
That's one loan contract.
Oh, I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. That's really not. This witness is, how can I put it, a hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Good on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's heads off, yours too.
Very well. I've no choice but to impose a penalty system here.
You just better be listening. I said I got business to take care of, big business. If I don't listen now, I ain't gonna catch my bus.
Also, I just love, first off, I love how I haven't pointed this out until now. I love how he just has literal fangs. Yeah, can we talk about the literal fangs? And he's just sticking his tongue out like he's ready to, like he's not, like, hungry. He's like, like a dog. He's like, I want food.
The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing or witness testimony. Keeping that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, right?
Yes, Your Honor. You can do it, Nick. Come on out from under there already, would you, Maya? Okay, well, you say that you were in your office the whole time, but you definitely weren't because you were the murderer. Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know?
You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is.
Sharp? If he's talking about Viola Cadavarini?
Tries everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office, is what it says, so that's where I was.
It seems like a rather sketchy schedule.
Oh.
There he goes again. What the Tiger did all December isn't the issue. I was born as what he was doing in Daily Murder, so now I press harder. Mr. Tigre.
What you want?
If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail.
This is the guy I'm trying to know.
No, it's not. No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately.
I agree.
The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too?
Maybe you said, listen, of course I wasn't there, set foot outside. I means all day with a bunch of cats who want to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before.
No, wait a oh, wait, I'm an idiot because his freaking calendar says me with the tiger on it. On December 3rd. So yes, we have direct evidence to prove that.
Mr. Wright, if you could please. Mr. Tigre, who asked you to allow statements in your testimony.
Don't let the animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. No, you definitely did, because this calendar says otherwise. Mr. Tigre, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg, but it appears that Mr. Elg knew you.
What?
Mr. Elg left this little note on his calendar. Me with the tiger and the date, December 3rd.
December 3rd? That's the day of the murder!
So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elg, because on the very day of the incident, you met with him!
Not bad, he's actually not bad.
Sorry?
I was just messing with you just to see how good you are.
Did you hear that, Nick? He says you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his fanged teeth.
Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You calling me a liar, is that what you're doing? Ruh-roh. So you're saying you claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth? I said I'm dead serious. You better believe that's the truth. Ha. Then I'd say that it gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is why you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Oh yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness?
He never actually met the victim. That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. Okay. The victim, Glenn Elg. Well, the calendar so, I guess to be fair, the calendar says that he met with him, but technically it's not definitive proof. I don't know.
I ain't a liar, never met Glenn Elg.
Uh-huh.
There was some lame guy with that name, no. Warned about cashing me. Some meeting with the guy in my office in a lender. I waited around for when he showed. I ain't never been to the trade board joint, but...
Wait, that's... Oh, no, buddy. Buddy, I think you might be forgetting the most crucial pieces of evidence here, because we found these matches in your office. So, riddle me this, Batman. How exactly did these get there if you've never been to, the restaurant? That'd be a neat trick to pull off there, wouldn't it?
I see. No, it doesn't. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it pretty hard to hear points when you're dead. Very well, you may begin cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
So nice, I got a big deal going down today. I'm gonna make my bus now. The bus is going straight to you, Mr. Wright.
Grr. The victim, Glen Elk. Okay, so, you say you've never been to Trebian, huh? Well, I got a bundle of matches right here that say otherwise. Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches?
Matches? What are you talking about?
We found them in your office at Tender Lender. They're from that restaurant.
Oh.
If you've really never been to Trebian before, what was the book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk?
You've been swimming around my stuff now too, wise guy. What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me. Order, order. Well, witness, I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry, I'm terribly sorry, forgive me. Alright, no pussycat, I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day.
What?
Well, it wasn't good, alright. I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony.
I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glen Elk that day, and he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. Okay, at Trebian. Alright. There's been...
I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. We opened the door to the joint and saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as Kong.
Wait a second, let me check something again. So remember when we looked at the floor plans earlier, didn't we see the... Aha! Gotcha! Oh, no, buddy. You opened the door and you saw the scene? Sorry, but unless you have X-ray vision, I would love to hear how you managed to see him at the doorway through a wall. I would love to hear you try to explain that one to me.
I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your explanation, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, if I wait around here any longer, I ain't gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions.
Ha, no problem. Anytime try passes you on something irrelevant, I'll say you pays the penalty.
Mr. Godot, that's my job.
Your job is to slam the little hammer of yours and call it guilty verdict, so do it.
Yes, sir. Special Express ain't cheap, right? So just so you know, since you pay him.
Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? Apparently not. Okay. At Trebian. This will be interesting. So, you say you opened the door to the joint, saw one ugly scene. You physically could not have. You physically freaking could not have. You're something of a loan-collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre?
No one escapes the Tiger's clutches.
Well, I'm something of a lie-detecting pro. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight.
What's this, Trite? A new line of irrelevant questioning?
These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre? From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this.
Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Is that just what I said? I saw the back of the kid's head.
Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition.
Why, that's true.
Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, from the entrance of Trebian, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat, but you did see the victim that day because you met with him.
Wrong. Haven't you forgotten the old boy's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at this table.
But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glen Elk, but a fake.
What?
In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim and had just killed and acted out a charade.
Level 2. The trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer impersonating the victim?
It was Tigre. It was Tigre.
So the killer murdered Glen Elk and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Mr. Victor Kudo? In that case, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court!
Obviously, the killer was Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it.
What? Well, witness? Oh, I know that's cute. You think you can pin this on the Tiger? Maybe he doesn't understand. Like I just said again, come on, you got the guts? You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's a defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright.
Oh, now I'm hiding.
Mr. Wright! Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You just got guts, I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone.
Ha, perhaps I can handle this embarrassment.
Mr. Godot.
Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The Oma didn't just see the victim, no.
Serving your old body even Javachino, but she was something else. There's no question about it. She's very conspicuously put this like yes, but as we predicted, I guarantee you it was Viola who was impersonating the waitress. Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack.
Huh. Found your pen at last, right?
It was in my pocket. Ahem, but anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenn Elk, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright. I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elk was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also a part of the show.
What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well?
The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her.
Who on earth was it?
Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? It would have been Viola Cadavarini.
Well, who is this woman?
Her name is Viola Cadavarini. She's an employee of Tenderlender.
You're just making a big mistake. Do you know who Viola's ground?
Yes, I do.
You better be going home in an Elmer truck tonight if you know what I mean.
Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes. The defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sorta creepy, and she had a kind of cackling laugh. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when the eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half of an hour after it was over. There is only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice. Once for real, and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you.
Witness? What have you got to say?
That's cute.
Sorry?
You saw right I could do with a guy like you around.
Well, what do you mean?
Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charge a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go.
Something to think about?
He's got it all wrapped around nice, huh? But you missed out one real important thing.
But this can't be.
I was in the joint day too. And I met that kid too. But I couldn't have poisoned him, you hear?
What? Do you really expect us to believe you know Mr. Tigre?
Oh, what a troublemaker.
Troublemaker?
So we're going to need another one for the road. One more semen cover for testimony.
Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Trabian between yourself and the victim?
Okay, ties to victim. This is it. This will be it. One last chance to prove him guilty.
You're a loan no cash for $100,000. The day we was due to have a little chat, the kid had hit his payback date, see? So the way he tells me he's going away to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. You got lucky, you know, real lucky. And the waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been
Waitress hadn't done what she'd done, okay.
Now, if I see that principal loan you loaned Mr. O with $60,000.
Yeah, well, you got the victor taken into account. It was up fast, you know.
That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal.
And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in questioning.
Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I hadn't got no motive, you ain't got no case.
Okay, so we need motive. Well, we said the motive would be involving the $1 million bill for cranial surgery, but what would he? Because the money that was just discussed wouldn't be enough to pay off the bill. So what would? The virus! MC Bomber, where is it? Yes, this potentially worth millions of dollars. He wanted this so we could sell it, and that would give him the $1 million he needed to pay off the medical bills, right? That's the missing motive. That's the missing motive. We got it. We're done. It's motive, huh? We have to have one, but what is it? Okay, so all I need to do is just get him to say $100,000. Let's go back to the very thing when he said the thing about the waitress. Okay, so this waitress, you mean?
There's the girl with the glass in the furniture. Who else can I mean? If she hadn't gotten in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with.
Here's personal. Oh, absolutely. Ask how would things have been had she not done what she did? What do you mean things have been over and done with?
Oh, here's all there was talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back, that's all.
Oh, really? I call bull.
Look, I'm gonna get it before the witches got in the way.
As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim.
Oh, but he did, though. That's the thing, though.
Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said.
The Tiger's motive, huh? No, but that's the thing, though. You did have a reason, and it's this CD right here. So you just intended to get back to the $100,000 Mr. Elg owed you, correct?
Holding on the cash, that's my right.
Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after.
Objection!
What are you getting at, right? What else would a moneylender be after other than money?
Oh, the moneylender was after money, but money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch.
What is that?
A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber.
A computer virus? What does one of those do?
A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer.
A computer? What does one of those do?
I guess the beard isn't the only part of His Honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would have been worth several $1 million in the black market.
Several $1 million?
Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to repay the money was crucial.
What?
Glenn Elk was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk put up in order to borrow the money.
You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get a hold of that program?
Exactly.
The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he was by no means an idiot, right? A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder.
Of course he could. Fred that he had the time. But what if he needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear.
Well, it seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share with us?
Why did Mr. Tigre need? He needed it because of the medical papers. In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery.
How much of this do you know?
These medical papers documents the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full.
$1 million? That's preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs.
No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue.
Glenn Elk had no way of pinning back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but he can't. And neither can I.
The lottery win?
Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 in the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means.
That's crazy.
He murdered Glenn Elg and then made his next move to frame Maggie Bird for crime. Mr. Tigre poses Glenn Elg, and while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they've reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo.
Like I said, Troy, that's crazy. No one can pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it.
But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000 in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan.
Order! Order! Silence or I will clear the courtroom.
He's a put on a good show, Spikey. If you still want to stay alive in the loan truck business, you gotta be careful. You see I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, and framed someone? I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't jumping to do something sloppy like that.
Which is why you impersonated me in the trial in December to cover your tracks. I agree.
You do?
Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out.
What? Another one, Mr. Wright?
Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Mr. Trite?
What was this trick you said Mr. Tigre performed in front of the QC?
He impersonated me. Do we have... Oh, the coat, right? The fake, or the fake coat? Oh, this works too, the fake badge.
What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone can be fooled by such a childless imitation.
Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago in this very courtroom, you posed as me.
What?
That's the truth.
What? The witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here this very court a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who has put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I've ever seen.
You're caught now, buddy.
Can you prove that, Gramps? Who the attorney representing the accused you a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify it was him?
Hey, forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do nothing like that. Not for me. You made a mistake right with someone else, huh?
Have you no pride, sir?
This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, tried him called you people's lives. Mr. Gordon is right.
Your Honor?
Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as a judge, with a vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it.
No!
If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive.
But we've come so far!
You say he impersonated Glenn Elk, you say he impersonated you, but none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence of the witness poisoning the victim's coffee.
I will once Gumshoe gets back, I'll tell you that much. Once Gumshoe gets back, we can seal his fate.
Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the Tigre, you're gonna get mauled, you just got that?
All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit, but I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt.
Huh. Looks like I won't be needing a refill.
If I just had one more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook.
This witness's cross-examination is over. You're free to go, Mr. Tigre.
Come on, Gumshoe. Any minute now. Gumshoe? Gumshoe? Yeah!
Wait!
Detective!
Sorry it took so long, pal. I saved everything on this, my badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. You bet. Close switch all over the bottle. The Furio cigarette's pumping, alright?
That's great. We got him out, Nick. What's wrong with you? You hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make a difference whose prints are on the bottle now.
Huh? What? Why not?
What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that Tigre put poison in Glenn Elk's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now.
I knew it. Great. Now I try never of any use.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
There was a last chance to help Maggie, and I've been working on some useful piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright, I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe? Maggie! You working on something for me?
Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your hair now.
Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Is there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Is there a way that I can use it? Wait. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second! Alright. I just had an idea. It's a ridiculously crazy idea, but it might just work. Okay. So, there's a bottle here with Maggie's fingerprints found in her apron pocket, right? Looks nothing like the bottle here. But, so here's what we do. We say, look, we found your fingerprints on this. Did you use this bottle to kill the victim? If he says no, maybe, I know it's such a long shot, but I just have to hope that he's going to say no because it doesn't look like that. And then that's when we go, oh, so what does it look like then? How do you know what it doesn't look like? Does it look like this? That's all I have. That's the only idea I have. I have nothing else.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
I granted you a race so you could prepare the decisive evidence you discovered.
Yes.
Don't keep us all in suspense, Troy. Show us. Naturally, we can assume it's evidence will actually stand up in court, can't we?
Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste.
How much more my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before, but you the lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion.
No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright.
Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here, but maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit.
Don't keep us any waiting longer, Mr. Wright. Present the final, decisive piece of evidence to the court.
This is the defense's final piece of evidence.
Isn't that the victims?
Your Honor, naturally the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting and new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre.
What?
But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information?
Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in the courtroom who should theoretically be in the dark.
Fingerprints are on that fancy-looking bottle, is that what you're saying? Well, what the hell's in it?
A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains potassium cyanide. And then we see if he calls the bluff. This bottle contains potassium cyanide.
Potassium cyanide?
The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that?
Oh, you make a good call, you know that?
What?
You ain't never seen me stick to that. You're gonna make me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the Tiger?
A bluff?
I can get straight to you, Phoenix Wright. Lay at the bottom of the—
Oh, he did! Oh, he's gonna do it! Oh, my plan's gonna work! My plan's gonna work! He's gonna do it! No, no, no.
Throw us to the Tiger, or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. Sign up bottle with brown—
Ah! Gotcha! Gotcha, you piece of trash! Gotcha! That's exactly what I thought you were gonna do.
That cheap cheese might look nothing like it.
And you don't even realize it. But you just admitted to your own murder. Ha 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 ha! Got him, at last.
What? What's everyone going quiet? I said that bottle.
Is this the bottle you're referring to?
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle of cyanide was in. We just ain't gonna find prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool you people. The lawyers just playing games.
Tell him, boss. Still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you just said?
What did I just say?
You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle of potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison.
You don't know who you're messing with. I'm the Tiger. I control millions of dollars in the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jump suit get the better of me?
Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. It is so satisfying to see the killers always break down. Like when they know they're caught and all the evidence is stacked up against them and they have nowhere left to run. So satisfying. Oh, let me guess, did I just get pinned with a coffee mug?
What's going on?
Looks like a blackout.
That's actually really cool.
Well done, Troy.
The redness of his visor glows in the dark.
I said my 17th copy
Yeah, that's what I thought.
separate. While you watch the police restrain your prey. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot? He is being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glen Elk, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Burke was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney.
Yes, she was.
And in the absence of genuine evidence, but the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is truly a frightening criminal. Ha, the truly frightening one is our defense attorney over there.
Godot.
Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant Maggie Bird
Not guilty. Oh, we did it. Once again, we have proven our client innocent.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
January 8th, 4:10 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me all that trouble a month ago, but now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the Tigre. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, guess I'll be heading there. Oh.
Well, wait. Detective Gumshoe.
Oh yeah, congratulations, Maggie.
Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why you sit in a testimony then?
Huh? Oh, well, I was...
Oh, and he's gone again. Wait up, detective, he just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him we got that medication bottle. That wasn't even any... what do you mean? It was the single-handed... That bottle is the only reason we won the trial. What do you mean? It's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like he still isn't ready to forgive him. Can you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maggie's right. I should help Gumshoe out. Clearly he needs... Maggie? You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice. He dabbed me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. No, he definitely did not. I gotta prove to the Gumshoe really... Well, do we still have one of those lunch boxes? Do we? Maybe? Hopefully? Yes we do. Here you are, a present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe, I actually really like weenies, you know? Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know? Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Maya is very excited to see that she's eating that. So how is it, Maggie? It's really good. Well, you certainly changed your tune since the last time we gave you our lunch. So the case of Phony comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows? Oh, I didn't read that. I didn't get to read that. Why didn't... Episode 3 Rescue Return about the end. Okay. That was good. That was a really good case. Turnabout beginnings. Oh! Oh, are we gonna get to play Edgeworth's first case? Oh, that would be such a cool thing. Because we played as Mia's first case, right? What if we played as Edgeworth's first case? Oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be such a cool thing. I'm excited for next time. Okay. So let's talk about that case a little bit. Awesome case, start to finish. A lot of really cool. They tried a. It was a poisoning case. That was a semi new thing. They messed with a lot of stuff. They dealt with computer viruses. They dealt with an alternate me. The location itself was really interesting. It just a great case all around. And of course we had the development between Gumshoe and Maggie. Just all of it was awesome. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. To catch you all on Tuesday for some more Phoenix Wright Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Goodbye.